Well, shit. Here we are. No idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm going to be doing it. Welcome, Monday morning. The Monday morning mutant mumbling. Mumblings? Mumblings. Yes. So, do I even have anybody in here? Let's see. Mhm. All right, cool. So, I've got one person in here. Welcome. So, this morning we're going to be talking about a lot of the things happening in the world of mutants. And a lot of the rumors that I've been doing on my rumors and speculation videos, I've tried to keep those to just the main Marvel stuff. So, you'd see like Avengers related items. You'd see some Ghost Rider. You'd see some of the other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Marvel Universe from the comics. But for this one, I wanted to keep a lot of the mutant related stuff because mutants are near and dear to my heart. And I'm doing this without a freaking camera on my face because I don't want to freaking show my face. And showing my face happens to be a distractor for me. So, fresh off the presses, we've got something coming in from the Murphy's Multiverse. And this is coming from Charles Murphy. Let me share the screen. Let's see if I know how to fucking do this. Allow, motherfucker. All right. Welcome to Slow Internet. Okay. So this coming in from Murphy's Multiverse. Probably have a story on this later and bounding into comics, and this is pretty big. So here, the world needs some good news. Straight does. Okay, thanks to a familiar and trusted source, the same LA-based source told me about Peyton Reed signing on for season 2 of The Mandalorian. What? Okay, probably have to dive into that later. Okay, I have learned that Evan Peters of American Horror Story and the X-Men signed on for a key role in the Marvel Studios Disney Plus streaming series WandaVision. The 33-year-old Peters, young ass, landed the role late last year, filmed his scenes shortly after. Here's the thing about Hollywood. They do all this casting stuff, and we don't find out until after everything is said and done. Like the Rosario Dawson showing up in season 2 of The Mandalorian, supposedly. We didn't find that out until after they had wrapped filming. And I'm just like, yeah, and then WandaVision, same thing. They wrapped filming. So I'm just wondering, are they just sitting on this information and they're just waiting for the right moment to just put it out there? Anyway, so there's my boy Evan Peters. I think that's from X-Men Days of Future Past, where he is being introduced to Professor Xavier and Magneto and Wolverine, the time-traveling Wolverine. Okay. The nature of Peter's role is being kept under wraps, and that is likely to generate a great deal of excitement and confusion amongst fans, given that the actor has thrice portrayed Wanda's brother Pietro in Fox's X-Men franchise. Yeah, it's going to cause a bunch of fucking confusion. How am I supposed to take this? You're going to collide both worlds? Which is just, oh my gosh. I don't want to even, oh, the implications. Oh! Anyway, I'm not going to geek out yet. Okay, of course, Peters is well known for his portrayal of several terrifying villains over the course of the 8 seasons of American Horror Story. I have not seen it. Sorry, I haven't seen it. I only got so many hours in the day. And, I'm thinking about purchasing a shotgun just in case some of the stuff that's happening down the street comes into the neighborhood. So it opens up the possibility he has landed a role in WandaVision as a big bad. See, that would suck. That'd be just like a middle finger, I would believe, to the fans of the X-Men franchise who came from Fox. It's like, okay, you got this great Quicksilver. He's OP, but he was a great portrayal of Quicksilver in those movies. And a lot of the problems that I had with his character is mostly based on the writing around his character. Just Singer just didn't know what to do with him. But yeah, if he shows up as a big bad, what a crap on those fans of the X-Men franchise. But I'm gonna give out a whole. I'm gonna give a little bit of a holding out of hope. So, given the nature of the series, Peters could be playing anyone from Nicholas Scratch to Mephisto. Nicholas Scratch, not too familiar with. I'll have to look him up later, but Mephisto? That's a big role. I could almost forgive if they don't put him as Quicksilver, if they give him the role of Mephisto. Although I've heard rumors that they might be doing Mephisto in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. What that could mean is we're getting Mephisto later, also in that movie. I'm not sure. Okay, so the waters would seem to get muddy quickly should Peters be reprising his role as Pietro and then crossing over into the MCU. No, it wouldn't. Those aren't muddy waters. Alternate reality, Pietro Maximoff. There it is. And then bringing that day player who was playing Wanda Maximoff in the X-Men films just as like a mirror reality. Easy. And then this version of Pietro Maximoff, guess what? He's a little more OP than Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played him in Age of Ultron. He could outrun those bullets by Ultron. Oh, he goes on to mention it. Okay, so, but rumors have persisted that WandaVision will somehow feature Wanda's deceased brother through Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played the speedster in Avengers Age of Ultron. And he has made it very clear that we shouldn't plan on seeing him suit back up as Quicksilver anytime soon. Okay, there it is. There's the hope. You know what? This WandaVision series is going to be bonkers, given how many people are being in this thing. Kat Dennings, the Asian dude who played the agent in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I liked him. Andy Park, is that who it was? I liked his role. I liked his character. I think I've seen him do some just regular stuff too, and he seems like a cool dude. Um, but yeah, and then you got Catherine Hahn. She's apparently playing Agatha Harkness, and it's a it's a bonkers bag. I would love to see what happens, and it is oh, we got three watching now. Welcome to the Monday morning Mutant Mumblings live stream, folks. And feel free to leave a little comment in the chat and we will get going on with the story here. Anyway, so let's geek out over this. So yeah, he's not going to be suiting up as Quicksilver anytime soon, he says. If Aaron Taylor Johnson isn't back as Quicksilver, that would mean a recast. Peters, hello? They could fix this easily. Just bring him in from the alternate reality. They've done it before. They brought in Gamora from the alternate timeline. Why can't they just go, okay, we're going to bring in Peters from this version of Quicksilver from this weird timeline over here that really didn't relate to us. Oh, that'd be a bunch of loopholes, though. Just work through those loopholes. Just bring everybody back. Well, everybody that we liked. Don't bring in that one chick. Don't bring back that one chick who played Mystique in the rebooted X-Men. Her name escapes me, but she was, oh. I think they just wrote her in there because of the star power and not because of her ability to carry a significant role. Like, I would have appreciated it if she was a rebooted Rogue. That would be better. Oh my gosh. That would be so much better. A rebooted Rogue. Maybe she could do more with that role. But, Bryan Singer. I have so many thoughts on Bryan Singer. But yeah. So if Aaron Taylor Johnson isn't back as Quicksilver, he could be recast. So recast Peters. That not so much recast Peters, but bring him in from the other reality. That's a quick fix solution. Oh, there's so many things you could do with that. Anyway, so he goes. That would mean a recast, something Marvel Studios has done successfully in the past. Yes, they would. Yeah, they've done it. They gave it 2 lines in Iron Man 2 when they recast Rhodey. And Peters would be an interesting choice given the majority of fans seem to gravitate towards his portrayal of the character. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. One of the best things of Days of Future Past was that time stops scene. Way better than what they did in Justice League with the Flash. He had a little more control and ability to get things done, position things. I think they did that in Sonic. Yeah, they did. They did it during the bar scene. Sonic did kind of like this. He started running around and manipulating a lot of the items that were being thrown around in this bar fight, and it ended up playing out just like it did in Days of Future Past. I mean, you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times already. So when I saw it in Sonic, I wasn't too impressed. Um, but when I saw it in Days of Future Past, I was floored. Best scene of that movie. Anyway, so Peters would be an interesting choice. This is just one possible option, of course. Perhaps not even the most likely, but it's the one that quickly comes to mind. Yes, it does. Oh, the pun. Quickly comes to mind. Oh, Charles. Anyway, time will tell what role Peters is playing. When does that freaking WandaVision coming out? Has it been delayed? I think it's been delayed. No, it hasn't. Okay, the only one that hasn't been confirmed yet. The only thing that hasn't been hasn't been delayed, or there's no confirmation whether it's been delayed or is on schedule, is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I think they had only a couple of weeks of shooting left, and I haven't been keeping up whether they've gotten that shooting done, because I guess the location they were shooting at ended up shutting down on them because of the thing that shouldn't be named unless you want your videos demonetized. So I think that's, where were they shooting? Latveria? I'm not sure. Anyway, but yeah, I haven't been keeping up on that. If they got that filming done, then everything should be running according to schedule. I know WandaVision had their wrap. They are working. Last I heard, they were working on their post-production stuff. But this news is coming at us, and it looks like whoever was holding the information is confident enough to say that, yeah, this guy is actually in the series. Okay, so here's the thing about this. Charles Murray lists this as an exclusive. Let's go back to the top of the page. Exclusivo. So, does that mean that this guy, you can't see my hand pointing at it, but this guy was confident enough to say that, yes, this thing is happening. Yes, this thing has this guy, Evan Peters. And does that also mean he knows who he's playing? And he's just sitting on that information. You bastard. Tell us. Tell us. I know you're sitting on it. I know you know. Just give me the bad news. Tell me he's playing a minor character. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive Disney. No, not really. But I will forgive you for telling me. Just tell me. Just tell me. Whisper it into my ear. Anyway. But that's what we got for Evan Peters. And let me know in the comments below. Share your thoughts. What you think about it. If he's playing Quicksilver. If he's playing Quicksilver, oh my gosh. I better not be standing when I see that show, because I will be floored. I better be sitting down. I better be laying down, because I will give birth at that very moment. I will take the largest shit ever on my couch, or on my bed. Wherever I am laying down, the shit will happen. And it will be bricks. So this one It was brought to me over the weekend, and when I saw it, there was a lot of other stuff happening. A big old protest right outside my uh, residence here. Um, Lots of choppers. That was fun. But this one's coming from Roger Wardell, or a Twitter account under the name of Wardell Roger. And for those of you not familiar, an account by the name of Roger Wardell, not this one. Let me see if I can find the actual other one. Am I boomering this right now? Anyway, so we're just gonna Roger Wardell. So let's find the real Slim Shady here. So real Slim Shady 2018, he joined. This guy back in 2018 talked about Stan Lee being a cameo in Avengers 4 during the 1970s car show, but I think he kind of got that right. He talked about Brock Rumlow and Jack Rollins appearing in Avengers 4 to recreate the famous elevator scene in The Winter Soldier, but a big major difference. Okay, and keep in mind, look at these dates. December of 2018. Avengers Endgame. Remember, we didn't even know the title of the movie at that time. We were all speculating, but this guy knew major plot points in the film. Now, it wasn't until later that we, over at Bounding Into Comics, got a little bird chirping in our ear, gave us a little video of some of the stuff. Yeah. So yeah, he talked about all this stuff a year prior to the film coming out, before anybody knew the title. So this is the Roger Wardell that everyone's following, and he follows no one. But look at that. Anyway, so keep that in mind. This is another Roger Wardell. It's a different spelling of the name. He follows one, and he has only that many followers. So he tweets, "The MCU is way more dangerous place for Wolverine than you might think. Logan receives his combat nanosuit thanks to Shuri and Antarctic vibranium." Now, for those of you familiar with Antarctic vibranium, there's two types of vibranium in the world of the Marvel universe. There's the vibranium that's beneath Wakanda, that big giant deposit down there. And that one's pretty impenetrable. It would be, I don't know, I haven't done my research. If it would be in that same kind of impenetrability as maybe like adamantium, or maybe more, or maybe less. It's really hard to quantify that. I think back in the day, Captain America's shield was made from an alloy of both vibranium and adamantium. And then you got the Uru metal that Mjolnir is apparently made from. and all the other subsequent hammers. It gets really really convoluted at some point. So, but the important thing is this right here, this little Antarctic. So in the comic books, the Antarctic vibranium is a special variety. I believe it was discovered in the Fantastic Four comic books. And you can see that I wrote right here, the Antarctic vibranium nullifies any and all metals. The adamantium, he says, that's in Wolverine's bones. Classic Wolverine character, ineffective. There's a lot of questions as to why Wolverine would be wearing a nanosuit created from vibranium, Antarctic vibranium at that. And how Shuri would be able to access such a rare metal when she has the other metal. And she's mostly versed in what that metal can do. So I don't see this. I don't see this happening. Now, if this information came from the other account, the other Roger Wardell, this guy right here, this guy, if this guy gave that information, I would say, sure, okay, maybe there's some precedent for this. But he hasn't tweeted out anything since June of last year. So, what this guy is tweeting just recently, May 30th. What's today? Yeah. So, what this guy is tweeting, yeah, I'm not, there's a lot of question marks. When did this guy join Twitter? He joined May of 2019. And there are a lot of tweets on this history. He's just putting stuff out there. And they are fever dream of tweet. Oh, there's wine. Might be drinking some of this for. All right, there's a fever dream of just stuff that this guy is tweeting out. And, last tweet, March 11th. And his first tweet, Thorcore. Thorcore, what the? I know we had little statue of Beta Ray Bill. But you want to throw Dargo Couture and Thunderstrike at me and Throg? Along with all those other characters from the Brian Michael Bendis. Was that Brian Michael Bendis? Was that the Bendis and Hickman comic? Yeah, you want to throw all those guys at me too? And Storm? With her own version of Stormbreaker, you got to throw all that at me? You got to be kidding me. Because that is a very specific story for a very specific time in the comic books. You can't throw all that stuff at me and not throw God Emperor Doom in there. Because those characters specifically were the police force of God Emperor Doom in the Battle World scenario. So no way. I call bullshit on that one. Now the other account, his last tweet or last tweets, he did talk about General Ross, the Abomination, Zemo, Ghost Rider, Ghost, if you remember from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Justin Hammer, and he talked about a version of the Thunderbolts. However, this one goes a little bit further. General Ross believes he can control everything from the back seat. His pride and ambitions backfire badly as a new leader shows up. Both Weapon Plus program and the Extremis virus bring the long-awaited arrival of a Red Hulk. Now, yeah, you can have a Red Hulk. It's all in there. The DNA is already set. But I do not believe we are going to get all that. That's just a lot. That's just a lot to handle. And what the MCU likes doing is handing out stuff piecemeal. They're going to give you little tidbits here and there. Now, at the conclusion of the whole thing, yeah, they gave us everything they could give us. They gave us Cap with Mjolnir. They gave us Avengers Assemble. They gave us Spider-Man webbed up to Mjolnir, carrying the Infinity Gauntlet, being snatched off by Chitauri and then landing in the arms of Valkyrie on a winged Pegasus. It's just Fever Dream was all there, but they had to throw the Fever Dream in there because it was the last film of a lot of these folks. You saw all, like, the current iteration of the Avengers. They were all hanging up their spurs. So yeah, you are not going to see the Avengers in that same again go out with a bang. But to throw all the Fever Dream, to throw all this Fever Dream, I don't think that's going to be wise for Marvel to do. I think that we're we have a certain expectation of our movies, and that's for the movies to make sense. What's that old adage of screenwriting? Make it simple, stupid. We are a stupid people. We like to think a little bit, but for the most part, we are a stupid people, and we like our entertainment to be dumbed down to a point. Like Fast and the Furious 9. It's going to be dumb, stupid fun. If there are more than 5 lines of dialogue in the movie, it's going to lose me. But if it is as action-packed as the advertisements portray it to be, I will not care about the dialogue. Just bang bang, explosion, jumping off of high cliffs, doing crazy, Hot Wheels car stuff, defying the law of physics, defying a few of those laws of physics. Yeah, I'll jump in with joy. Because the enjoyment of the situation will override any kind of sensibility. Sense of, realism. Define my expectations in that respect, and then I will give you my eyes, I will give you my wallet. But yeah, you can't give me this. You can't give me this. But yeah, and then one more thing. Shuri got her hands on Antarctic vibranium. Antarctic vibranium in the comics is known to liquefy metals. I had another collaborator talk with me. He talked about our Antarctic vibranium maybe exploding causing unstable molecules within any other kinds of metal and causing an explosion. So why would Wolverine, who has adamantium laced in his skeleton, why would he put himself in a suit made of the thing that could actually kill him? Could liquefy his adamantium, or in some cases, blow it up. Now I know the guy has healing. That's another thing. This guy has fast healing. The fastest healing. I was reading a comic where he was beaten down to where his skull was showing. Shout out to my man Adam Kubert for the Wolverine title. You know, he's got it. He's got this. He's got that thing. Does he need armor? Does he need a combat nanosuit? No. I would love to see him in the gold and brown. I would love to see him in the yellow and blue. You know, in the Wolverine with the mask. Never saw the mask on Hugh Jackman. But yeah, that's. So I don't see this. I do not see it happening. Hell, I'll even take the X-Force. X-Force variant. It was like black and gray. A little drab, but you know. Want to insert that little bit of realism in there. Yeah, just do that. But I don't see that happening. It's going to be how many years till we see this? They have to do a lot of setup and all the rumors. Here's what I'm seeing from all these rumors. Phase 4, Phase 5. There's just these little trickles of mutants have already been here. They've already been here. There's not going to be any explanation, going to be any introduction. It's just they're already here. Haven't you been paying attention? Mutants have already been here. And the problem with that is a lot of world issues because of the mutants. Because of what they bring. How they're going to do that in the world of the MCU, I am not certain. That's a big puzzle that they'll have to figure out. And I would hate to say it. These guys need to think of something better than just they were already here, haven't you noticed? Because the guys that were watching Iron Man, the girls that were watching Avengers, the people that started watching these Marvel movies 10 years ago, a decade ago, hey, we're older. Guess what? We're old. We can think. We can reason. We're following these characters. We're following these stories. We know whether the pieces fit or not. So you got to do a better job of making those pieces fit. And you got writers who can make those pieces fit better. And you got to hire writers who can entertain us to the point, or you got to hire writers who can entertain us to the point where we forget a lot of those little puzzle pieces. So yeah, you got a little less of a challenge. If you can make us forget our brains to a certain point because you're entertaining us, then yes, that's fine. That's fine. But we do have to think about it. When we get our eyes away from the screen, we want to think. We want to reason. We want to have those things, those puzzle pieces fit together. But yeah, that's an interesting thing we've got going on with the world of the mutants. So yeah. Well, in any case, we've gone on long enough for all of this. We are going to do this again next Monday. I'm hoping that more people will join. I know it's episode 1. It's a little bit rough and tumble, but we're going to get this going a little more consistently because I want to have a little more video content on my channel. So thanks for joining me, folks. You got 3 of you out there. Yeah, thanks for joining me. And hey, Jorge, what's up? Shout out to my boys at Bounding Into Comics. I will have a few of those articles up shortly. And I've got a video coming up on the Bounding Into Comics webpage or YouTube page. And I should have put that in the frickin' description. God dang it. Anyway, so that's what we got going on. Expect those stories to be up on the Bounding Into Comics website, and we will see you again next Monday for more Mutant Mumblings. Take care.